Hey, Klara, Adalena, how to become unstoppable in dating and love, in life, in sports, at work. You know, we all make this mistake. We all do. I know that you do. I know that I did this so often. And what this one mistake does is it just sucks your energy down. And we all know that energy is everything, right? Energy is everything. When I'm talking now, if I don't have energy and I'm just a bit like this, you're going to get bored really quick. But if I allow my energy to flow, you feel it. And it's not about faking it, right? If I go ba 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 ba, that is, oh, at least I don't know about you, but I can't stand that for very long. Unless I'm in the same space myself. But it's about really allowing your energy, your life force to fully flow, to enjoy your own skin, to enjoy your own voice, to enjoy the noise that you're making, right? To really own who you are and allow that energy to touch others, to affect others, to create a ripple. That is energy. And that is what makes life happen. And we all know that. We all know that. Yet, I remember this actually from when I was skating. And I was telling about this morning to my clients in a Q&A session. You know, I used to be a really good skater, like 25 years ago. The ice rink, I was always one of those fastest people in the middle, just shooting around. And what I especially loved was being in one of those groups, because together you can go so much more faster. And then when you turn the corner, the centrifugal force is so big and you really have to lean in and you feel that force wanting to push you out, but you just lean into it and then you fly around together with the others and then on to the next turn, bend, however you call that in English. I love that. And for the whole week, I would be excited and feeling that acceleration of that speed and that sense of being in a group and being in speed together. And then I started to get older. And then I started to travel to Crete, actually did amazing work there, guiding Vision Quest, so beautiful and powerful. But it meant that when I came back, the season had already started for a few weeks, the other people were ahead of me, and I needed to really work hard to catch up with them, and I could and I did. But I started to force myself in it. It wasn't anymore from muscle strength, from fitness, it was just pure willpower. And my knees started to suffer. And it became worse every year. And after a few years, I just couldn't really sit deep, as we say in skating, right? If you stand upright in skating, you don't have anything to push against. You need to bend your legs and then you can push them to make the speed. So you have to really squat very deep, and I couldn't. And then I would do it anyhow, and then my knee would just go, oh, you know, one of those pain shots. Like your whole knee is being crunched in between two iron plates or something. And every time I would squat deeper and think, now I can go, it would come again. I didn't know then what I knew now. Then I only knew two ways. Either I did it on willpower, but then my knees didn't allow that anymore. And then the only thing else that I knew was to give up. And I just told myself, well, skating isn't fun anymore. And there's other things that I like. And this work in Crete that is so lovely. And it is lovely. It was lovely. But it doesn't replace it, right? But I stopped skating. And then a year ago, I was really sick. I had a bad flu. I think now we would say, oh, that sounds like a light case of corona. But then nobody had heard of corona except the doctors, and they gave different meaning to it. So I just said it's a flu. And this is crazy that I get so ill from a flu. I was just exhausted for 2 weeks, lying on the couch and coughing, and not getting any fitter. And I made a decision. I said, it's been enough. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I know I've not been really taking care of my health, the skating and other things that, it started to drop. I thought, I have to do sports again. I have to get fit again. I cannot spend the rest of my life just lying on a couch coughing. And it was like, okay, my thinking shifted, right? I have to do something. Then what do? I thought, I don't really like biking. I don't really like this. Running, I can't do with my knees either. And then suddenly I thought, but skating, I used to love skating. Yeah, but that didn't work anymore. I said, well, fuck it, right? It's time. Maybe I can't do that speed anymore, but I need to do something. And suddenly it came from a very different place. And it wasn't just wanting that kick. It was taking care of my own body and what I loved. And it touches me even now. It's almost a year ago, but it still touches me, that shift and that care for myself. And it was like, okay, I need to step over my ego and buy new skates. I knew I needed new skates because I had not been, all of that. And I thought, I won't get the really fast ones, but will get the bit more stable ones. And it was so tough on my ego. I can do this fast ones. No, Klara, take it easy. And I went back to the ice rink, and the first time I just rented skates. I thought I can try them out. And just feeling that ice again, and that sense of gliding over the ice, I literally started to cry. I had missed it so much. And that first day, I couldn't even skate for 15 minutes. My ankles were all wobbly. My technique was totally gone. But I was so glad I was back on the ice. And I did that a few times, and then I realized, my fitness, my technique, it was terrible. I couldn't even cross over, as we say, right? When you turn that corner, you take one leg over the other. I couldn't do it anymore. And at the same time, I was like, it's okay, I'm not going to force myself. But it was also like, I need a goal. I need to work towards something to shift that. And I bought a magazine, or actually it was one of those free magazines at the ice rink. And there was an ad for a skate tour in Sweden, 100 or 200 kilometers. And I've done 200 kilometers in the past, right? The famous Elfstedentocht here in Holland. I've done it. It was one of the most amazing days of my life. So this started to awaken again. And I thought, I don't think I can do 200 anymore, but I should be able to do 100. And I booked the same day, I booked my travel to Sweden and arranged everything, signed up for the race. And I had a goal, and I had 8 weeks until that goal, 8 weeks only. But it gave me fire. And this time it was so different from in the past. I remember the first time that I thought it was about 3 weeks into my training schedule. Now I suddenly had a training schedule. It was New Year's Day, and I had an opportunity to go a ring further off, which is a bit bigger. It doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. And it was like, I will do 40 kilometers. And compared to what I had been doing, that was a lot. Compared to 100, it isn't much yet. But I thought, that's my goal. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try it. And I made it. It was amazing. And I felt, if I can do 40 now, well, that day I was kind of elated, and I thought I can do 100 in 5 more weeks. But the next day, my knees were gone again, and they were painful, and I just couldn't train. And it was like, oh my God, I have an 8-week schedule, and I can't train. That's, every day is lost then. And then I posted that on Facebook. I actually was posting about it all the time. And then one of my clients, former client, she actually is a biker, a very amazing bicyclist. How do you say that? And she said, well, tape really helps. And I was like, of course, of course. And I never thought of that I could tape my own knees. And I go to a physiotherapeut, how do you say that? A therapist to do that for me. But I thought, I don't need to do that. You can Google it, you can find it on YouTube. And I learned how to tape my own knees, and it was a huge difference. And I could go back to training. And there were so many setbacks. But now the decision of me was so clear. I will do that 100 kilometer. And I did it. I did it. I still get tears in my eyes. It was so tough. I had to go so deep. And looking back, I've been training this season now since October, so for about a month now. My technique is already so much better than then. My fitness is so much better. So looking back, I think, how did I do it? I had no muscles in my legs, right? It was nothing. But I took it step by step. I taped my knees and actually taped my thighs, and it was all taped all over. It was so funny. And I just took it every kilometer at a time. And I remember saying to myself, those last 20 kilometers, they were the hardest. And I said every moment, as long as I don't fall, as long as I keep moving forward, there's no reason to stop. And I was going so slow at a point that I couldn't keep up with those fast groups going around, and not even with the slower groups going around. I could at the beginning, but not then anymore. By the way, not so much because of the speed, because they had slowed down too, but more my mindset. It was just like, I can't handle that. And then there was a mother with a child, 6 years old, and the mother was helping the child to go against the wind. And me, the racer, actually hid behind them and let them catch the wind for me. And it was this amazing experience, right? I was so grateful. I was actually especially grateful for the energy, mother and child, and just together warm. I so needed it in the moment. I was grateful that they didn't say, hey, you go up front, you're the racer. And at the same time, I was humiliated, right? I need to go behind them. Well, they didn't do 100 kilometer, right? But I allowed it all. I was with it all. I cried, I laughed, I skated, I kept going. Tears come back, and then it was the last curve. And from that curve, it was with the wind in my back, straight to the finish line. Still 2 kilometers, but with the wind in the back, you can't go wrong, right? And I cried all those 2 kilometers. I did it, I did it, I did it. Now, why am I telling this story? Because this happened because I made a huge shift. And before, when I was still way fitter, I allowed myself to stop simply because I didn't see a way through. My standard way of solving things was giving it a bit more energy, giving it a bit more power. And that didn't work anymore. Looking back, there were so many things I could have done, right? I could have trained while I was in Crete, do a lot of squats, get my fitness level up, get those muscles going. I could have been running up and down the mountains in Crete to get that fitness going, get my muscles going. I did nothing of that. Oh, yeah, I will just give up. I don't really care about skating. There's other things in my life. That is the mistake we make. We don't see a way through with what we have in our resources. And then we give up. And then when the time changed and it was no longer like, oh, it would be fun to do a bit of skating, but it was like my body is devastated. It's ruining itself. I need to do something. And from that place, everything shifted. And from that place of whenever I hit a wall, I would be just open. I will find a way through. I don't know yet how. When my knees were ruined after that 40 kilometer, I didn't know how. But I knew I was going to find a way through, and I posted it publicly on Facebook, and boom. Within 12 hours, I think even within 1 hour, the answer came. I still have a whole drawer full with tapes. I thought I will try everyone and whatever is the best. Right? I was so committed, and I took any action that was needed. I didn't just buy one little bit of tape. I bought a drawer of tape. And then I bought an extra different kind of tape. You know, it was such an amazing time. And that way we get the results we want. And I'm still not back yet at what I did when I was younger, but yesterday on the ice rink, I did have that feeling again of this curve. And if I don't really watch it, I will just boom, fly to the side. And that excitement, it was starting to come back. And it was such a big moment, like, hey, it's so many years later, but I can still find it. And whatever you are dealing with, if you are dating and wanting to find your life partner, I am sure you have so many reasons why you should give up and why you don't even go on a dating app. And I agree with you, if it doesn't work, then just pushing it through like I tried at first, and which I really hurt my knees with, that doesn't work. And the pain in dating when it doesn't work is even bigger, right, than hurting your knee. I get that. But there's another way. And you too can find it when you allow yourself to really feel that it's a must. You have a lover inside of you, and that love wants to be shared. That's who you are. Just like me, I need to feel that ice and that sense of gliding over it. That's me. I need it. Just as much as I need my body to be fit. Why is it that you really need to be a mom, a partner, a lover, a beloved? Most likely because you're a human being. And we want to love, and we need to be loved. It's such an essential part of who we are. And yeah, I could survive for many years without skating, though in the end I ended up coughing on the couch. Same with love. If we deny ourselves that year after year, how will you end up? How cynical, depressed will you end up? Or whether it's a goal in sports, right? Like me and skating. Are you really giving it in sport what you want it to give? Or are you allowing yourself just to go to the tennis court and play a bit of tennis and not really moving forward? It's okay, I'm not that ambitious. Or are you really giving it your all and setting a goal? I will win that championship. I will play in New York. I will, whatever. It's your choice. It's your choice. And in work too, right? Are you okay with just working hour after hour and putting in the effort and putting in the effort like I was, putting in that effort on the ice rink, but actually bruising your own body? Or are you going to say, I'm going to give up. It's just too hard. I'll become a yoga teacher. I'm leaving the whole corporate world. Or are you going to say, I want an even bigger, better position, and I want it with more ease. And I don't have to wait until I nearly lost it all, like Klara did with her health. I can do it now, because this is what I want. It's all there for you. It's all there for you, and all it takes, and write this down, All it takes is a shift in focus. Am I focusing on, I can't and my old strategies don't work anymore? Or am I focusing on, I gotta find some new strategies? It's funny, the music coming up right now. Am I going to let the music help me? And what meaning do I give it? The fact that my old strategies don't work anymore. What meaning do I give it to it? I'm too old? I'm not good enough? The other people are better? My chances are over? I'd better point the arrow a bit lower? Or do I give it the meaning of, wow, I'm hitting a wall. Wow, what an opportunity. Somehow I really need to change how I go about this, but I will get at the other side of this wall. And somehow I will find what I'm looking for. Whatever I've been avoiding in my life, I will find it now, because I will get at the other side. That's a different meaning we give to that same wall. Now the wall becomes an initiation. It becomes something that unleashes a new power in you, because you have to go to the other side. And then a wall is something different, and it's so much fun. So what you need is focus, meaning, and action. Different action. My old actions were either just skating myself to death or sitting on the couch, giving up. I needed new actions. I needed a plan and a training plan. I needed good advice. Somebody could help me. Okay, when you do hurt your knee, kind of happens, right? When you're in a training program, what do? There was many other things. I remember I had how do you call that in English? When the skin rubs open, the blaar, you say in Dutch. You know, it's just a tiny spot on your foot. I had it on my ankle. A tiny spot on my foot, but it was open, it was raw. And again, just because of that, I couldn't go in my skates. I had to solve it. So I needed people around me who had tips. How do you solve that? Focus, meaning, action, and somebody to guide you through it. That changes everything. So I'm super excited about my new event that's coming up. The Unstoppable Alive Now event. The event for corporate women to shift through beliefs and unleash your true energy and reach any goal in dating, love, life, sports, work. I'm super excited because this is the stuff we will be working on. Unleashing your energy, getting you into that peak state where you can do it all, where you can have it all, where you can be it all. It's all the same process, and it's so powerful, and I'm so excited. And in the weekend, it's a 2 days weekend, we will really break through these beliefs, we will identify them, we will work with them, and as we break through together as a group, all that energy is released, and that energy will turn your walls into initiations. And with that energy, you are attractive as hell, right? Men want to be with you, people want to work with you. The other competitors, they start being afraid of you, and you are the one who blasts through. So this is what we're going to be doing 2 full days. And it's going to be from home, yet highly interactive. And I've been working now for 3.5 years online. Every woman who joins me says, you know, I just said 2 mindset coaches joining me. They too said, wow, what you do here, Klara, this level of connection and warmth and sisterhood and safety and inspiration, it's unheard of. This way of breaking through patterns and unleashing energy, this is stuff, this works. You're going to get 2 whole days of this. And join us, right? It will change your life. Your path to breakthrough starts right here. Details below. Join us. It's going to be amazing. Thank you. Speak soon. And if you have questions, reach out. Aloha.